So what is up, guys? It has been quite the hot minute, and I know I haven't uploaded in like a year and a half. Well, I uploaded that video a couple days ago, but that was just seeing how my computer would act about rendering. But anyways, I'm back. I'm not doing a gaming video, which is going to be weird, but I'm doing a sports video, and today we're going to be analyzing the NFL playoffs from the divisional round onwards, because I missed wildcard weekend, and I didn't want to just come out of nowhere and change the content, but that's literally what I just did. So anyways, we're going to be jumping into talking about the NFL playoffs from the divisional round. So first up, we have the Colts versus the Chiefs, and in this game, I think it's really hard to pick a winner because the Colts are on fire right now, and the Chiefs are also on fire, but the separating factor is that the Colts actually have a defense. And I think the Colts defense is great and all, but I don't think they can keep up with the Chiefs offense. Nor do I think the Colts offense can keep up with the Chiefs offense. But the Colts offense will have a field day with the Chiefs defense. The front four for the Chiefs is not that bad, being headlined by 75-year-old Justin Houston. But I don't think that the Colts will struggle at all offensively. Defensively, yes, every team has played the Chiefs, and I don't think the Colts are going to be any exception. I think the Chiefs win this game. I'm not going to make score predictions because I'm not that great at analyzing sports, but I'll say the Chiefs probably win by 10 points. If not that, then probably just a touchdown, because I think the Colts will keep it competitive, because the Colts are not that bad, but I don't think they can win this game. Next up, we have the Rams versus the Cowboys. Now, on the NFC side, things are a lot more interesting, because I think overall, every one of these teams remaining can make the Super Bowl. All of them have a case to make the Super Bowl, but on the NFC side, it's a lot more interesting, I think, because the Cowboys have been on a tear. The Rams kind of finished out their season pretty weak, although they did absolutely cream the 49ers, but it's just the 49ers. And the Saints and Eagles, the Saints finished out their season really crappily, and the Eagles have Nick Foles. So we'll see how that goes this time. But we're going to go ahead and talk about the Cowboys and Rams. So I think in this game, the Cowboys defense is able to hold on to whatever the Rams have offensively for maybe a quarter. But then after that, I think the Rams figure them out defensively. And Jared Goff, as mediocre as he is, starts picking them apart. And Todd Gurley starts figuring out what holes they keep leaving open, because let's face it, the Cowboys defense is great, but I don't think they're stopping Todd Gurley for the entire game. Let's just be honest about that. It's Todd Gurley, all right? He's gonna be able to get you in the pass game or the run game, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I think I give the edge to the Rams, although the Cowboys offense will also be pretty decent when it comes to playing against the Rams defense, because the Rams defense is headlined by star players, but when it comes to actually performing, they have completely under-succeeded entirely this season when it comes to all the talent that they have on the defensive side. Aaron Donald has obviously done his part, but people like Ndamukong Suh, Aqib Talib, players like that just haven't really done anything, and it's kind of upsetting, because if the Rams actually played defense, they probably would have gone 16-0 and would be the first seed in the NFC, have the best record in the league, and go on to probably win the Super Bowl relatively easily, but that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Next up, we have the Patriots versus the Chargers. Now, this game is probably going to be the most interesting game of the entire AFC playoffs, just because we have two grandfathers going up against each other at quarterback, Philip Rivers, he's, I think, going into his 14th season, 15th season, somewhere around there, and he has been doing fantastic this season. He's one of the most prolific passers in NFL history, and people don't really want to give him that recognition, but he has been spectacular almost his entire career. I don't think you can argue that there's been many other better passers of the football than Philip Rivers. Although Tom Brady is one of the people that you can't put Philip Rivers above, because Tom Brady is quite handily the greatest quarterback of all time. And in this game, I think it comes down to a battle of the defenses, where I think the Chargers have a better overall defense, but I think the Patriots have a better defensive coaching staff. Without Mike Patricia, they've kind of taken a dip this season, but I think they've been starting to gel together over the last few games, starting to actually play like the Patriots defense that we've seen over the past few years, and continuing their, they're not the best defense, but, there's not many defenses that you can put above them when they're clicking, because their corners are fantastic. The secondary overall is relatively good all the time. The front four, including the linebackers, so really the front seven is always fantastic, honestly. The Patriots have had some fantastic linebackers, pass rushers. They've always been relatively stellar on the defensive side, and offensively, Tom Brady's going to continue to do what he does. And I think that in this game, the Patriots will beat the Chargers to advance to the AFC Championship against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now looking at the Saints versus the Eagles, I think that this is going to be the most interesting game of the NFC playoffs, because the Eagles now have Nick Foles because Carson Wentz went down with another injury. I think this was a back vertebrae injury, so Nick Foles steps in, he takes him to the playoffs, and last time he did that, they won the Super Bowl. But this time, I think their path going through New Orleans is going to be a really hard-fought battle, honestly. The Saints' defense hasn't been great, but they've showed up where it matters, and I think that the Saints do come out on top of this because the Eagles' defense is good, but I don't know if I can put their defense over Drew Brees and say that Drew Brees doesn't throw for 350 yards, maybe 3 touchdowns, because Drew Brees is going to go out there, he's going to ball out, and I think Michael Thomas also has a game today in this game, because I think that there's really no corner in the league that's going to be able to stop Michael Thomas the entire game. I don't think there is a single group of front 7 defenders that can stop Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram out of the backfield. Now, looking at the AFC and NFC championship games, these are going to be 2 extremely fun games to watch, because on the AFC side, you have the Chiefs versus the Patriots, and on the NFC side, you have the Saints versus the Rams. Now, the Saints and the Rams I'm going to talk about first, because I think that's going to be a better game overall than the Chiefs versus the Patriots. I think that the Saints come out on top, depending on whether or not the defense shows up. Because if the Saints defense comes and plays, I don't think the Rams offense is going to be able to keep up with Drew Brees and Michael Thomas. Because let's be honest, the Rams defense is not stopping Drew Brees from getting what he's going to get. Drew Brees is going to be a prolific passer of the ball the entire game. He's going to be probably the best version of Drew Brees we've seen in a long time, probably since he won the Super Bowl. I think that the Saints go on to win this game purely because I think that he's going to be able to outplay Jared Goff, and I think the entire Saints offense can outplay the Rams offense, and I think the Saints defense shows up and is able to hold the Rams offense to probably around 20 points, while the Saints will probably put up 30. If not, they'll probably win by 3 on a Will Lutz field goal. Now looking at the AFC, I think that in the Patriots versus the Chiefs, I think overall I'm going to take the Patriots. Now that might be a little bit of a hot take. I'm not sure if anybody's going to agree with me, but I think that if the Patriots defense comes to play in this game, I think that the Patriots will overall be able to beat the Chiefs. I think coaching-wise, there's not even a question. Bill Belichick's a better coach than Andy Reid. I think in every facet of the game, the Patriots are better, except offensively, you can make a really good argument for the Chiefs, though I think that if Tom Brady comes up to play and Julian Edelman and James White both have great games, I think it's hard to argue against the Patriots in this game, going on to advance to the Super Bowl and making it a Drew Brees versus Tom Brady Super Bowl, which I think is going to be one of the most interesting Super Bowls in history. Because in that, I really don't know who to pick, honestly, because both of those quarterbacks are absolutely prolific when it comes to throwing the football. I think Drew Brees is the better overall passer, but Drew Brees is also inexperienced when it comes to being in the playoffs, though I do think history has an odd way of repeating itself when it comes to really anything. Drew Brees, the last time all of these things have fallen into place, where he's the number 1 seed, 13-3, he won the Super Bowl. And I think that history does repeat itself in this, and the Saints do go on to win the Super Bowl over the New England Patriots. Drew Brees defeats Tom Brady. It'll be in the headlines all over the place. Drew Brees surpasses Tom Brady as the greatest quarterback in history. I do think that Drew Brees is the GOAT. And it's not even arguable at this point because Drew Brees does have the head-to-head now. And I do think that the Saints will win this. Like, not as a joke, I do think the Saints do win the Super Bowl. I think their defense will show up and play better than New England's, and I think their offense is overall better than New England's, and I think they do go on to win the Super Bowl pretty handily. I think they win it by double-digit points, probably by 10 points. That's all the score predicting I'm going to do. I think that the Saints do go on to the Super Bowl and win it over the Patriots. So thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel and watching. If you enjoyed, please remember to thumbs up the video, comment, share it with your friends, do whatever you want. I could really care less. If you want to dislike the video, do whatever you want, you know? You're living in a free country, I assume. So you can do whatever the hell you want. Do whatever you want. That's fine. But I would appreciate it if you did go on and like the video. And if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. I will be making videos probably every Tuesday from now on. So, yeah, I'm very thankful for those of you guys who are still here. If you're new here, if this video does blow up or something, or I get views on this video, then welcome. And I'm really glad you decided to join me on this adventure. This is my second take on YouTube, and I'm really looking forward to doing these kinds of videos. This is really fun to me, and I think that this will be a fun ride, you know. I think we'll have a lot of fun talking about sports. I think we'll have a really good time. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.